The Power of Spiritual Enlightenment. Author Shri Rajeev Thatte. B.Pharm from UD and MMS Finance from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai. About the author. Shri Rajeev Thatte is a first generation entrepreneur. Started his pharmaceutical manufacturing unit in Mumbai in 1981. 44 years back. Shri Rajeev has manufactured coconut oil, refined groundnut oil, spices and Ayurvedic medicines etc. for reputed brands. Simultaneously, he started writing in media publications and became a popular author. Shri Rajeev has started his Facebook pages and a YouTube channel, Enjoy Happiness. This has got over 1 lakh subscribers in the last 1 year. Mr. Rajeev is now 67 years old and is moving all over the world giving lectures on love, kindness, happiness and mindfulness. The power of spiritual enlightenment. Part 3. Consciousness. The way out of pain. Pain, whether emotional or physical, is a universal human experience. It arises from resistance to life, from identifying too deeply within the mind, and from being trapped in the cycle of negative thoughts and emotions. But what if there is a way to transcend pain? The answer lies in consciousness, the key to breaking free from suffering and finding inner peace. What is consciousness? Consciousness is the awareness that exists beyond thoughts. It is the part of you that observes your thoughts, emotions, and experiences without judgment. While the mind is often noisy, reactive, and filled with past regrets or future anxieties, consciousness exists only in the present moment, offering clarity and stillness. How the pain is created. Emotional pain. Emotional pain is often rooted in the mind's attachments to the past or fear of the future. It comes from unresolved conflicts, traumas, or unfulfilled desires. By replying painful memories or worrying about what might happen, the mind perpetuates suffering. Physical pain. While physical pain is a natural response to injury or illness, much of the mental anguish surrounding it caused by resistance. Thoughts like what happened to me? Or this will never end intensifies the experience of physical pain. The ego and the pain. The ego thrives on pain because it strengthens its identity. It tells you that you are suffering, attaching your sense of self past wounds or grievances. This identification with pain keeps you trapped in a cycle of negativity. Consciousness as the way out, bringing awareness to the present. Pain cannot exist without resistance, and resistance comes from the mind. Consciousness allows you to observe your pain without identifying with it. By staying present, you can stop the mind from amplifying the pain and begin to dissolve it. Misidentifying from the mind. Consciousness enables you to see you are not your thoughts, emotions, or pain. You are the awareness behind them. The realization creates space between you and your sufferings, allowing you to respond to it rather than react. Accepting what is. Resistance to pain often makes it worse. By accepting your experience without judgment, you free yourself from additional suffering caused by mental resistance. Consciousness helps you embrace the present moment even if it is uncomfortable. Steps to transcend pain through consciousness. Observe without judgment. When the pain arises, whether physical or emotional, take a step back and simply observe it. Notice the sensation in your body and the thoughts in your mind without labeling them as good or bad. Focus on present moment. Pain often pulls you into past or the future. Bring your attention to now through mindfulness or breathing exercises. The present moment is free from mental stories that perpetuate sufferings. Stop resisting. Resistance to pain only intensifies it. Practice acceptance by allowing yourself to feel pain without trying to push it away or change it. Acceptance is not the same as resignation. It is the act of surrender that leads to peace. Shift your awareness. Use your pain as a gateway to deeper consciousness instead of being consumed by it. See, it is an opportunity to grow and connect with the stillness within you. Be grateful for the present. Even in the midst of pain, there is something to be grateful for. The fact that you are alive and that you are capable of awareness and that each moment is an opportunity for transformation. The healing power of consciousness. When you connect with consciousness, you move beyond the mind's limitations. Pain no longer controls you. Instead, it becomes a teacher guiding you towards greater self-awareness and inner peace. Consciousness dissolves suffering by showing you that it is not permanent. It is simply a part of human experience, not your true self. Through consciousness, you realize that when pain may be inevitable, suffering is optional. By embracing the present moment and disidentifying from the mind, you awaken to the life of freedom, peace, and joy. Pain loses its grip and when remains in stillness, serenity of your true nature. Create no more pain in the present. Pain is an inevitable part of life, but much of the suffering we experience is self-created. It stems not from external events, but from our mind's resistance to the present moment. By learning how to embrace now without judgment, we can stop perpetuating pain and begin living a life of peace and clarity. Why do we create pain? Living in the past. The mind often clings to the past hurts, regrets, and grievances. By replaying these memories, we keep the pain alive and allow it to define our present moments. Worrying about the future? Anxiety about what may or what may not have happened creates unnecessary sufferings. The mind generates fear-based scenarios that have no grounding in reality of now. Resistance to what is. When we resist the circumstances of the present, we create fiction. Thoughts like this should not have been happening or I deserve better cause emotional and mental turmoil. Identification with pain. The ego thrives on pain because it gives a sense of identity. When we identify with pain, we reinforce the belief that suffering is an intrinsic part of who we are. How to stop creating pain in the present? Accept the present moment. Whatever is happening in your life right now, accept it fully. This does not mean you have to like it or agree with it, but resisting reality only amplifies pain. By accepting what is, you reduce the mental and emotional struggle. Misidentify from the mind. Realize that you are not your thoughts or emotions. You are the awareness behind them. Observe your mind's chatter without becoming entangled in it. This creates a space between you and the pain, allowing you to respond with clarity instead of reactivity. Focus on now. The present moment is only the reality. Past and future exist only in the mind. Bringing your attention to now through mindfulness practices like deep breathing, meditation, or simply observing your surroundings. The present moment is free from unnecessary pain. Stop labeling experiences. The mind constantly labels situations as good or bad. Let go of this habit. Instead of judging, approach each moment with curiosity and openness. This removes the additional suffering created by negative interpretations. Surrender to the flow of life. Life is ever changing, and trying to control every aspect it leads to frustration. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means trusting the flow of life and responding to the challenges from the place of inner peace. Living without creating pain. When you stop creating pain in the present, life transforms. You begin to experience a sense of lightness and freedom even in the face of difficulties. Challenges no longer feel overwhelming because you are no longer resisting them. Instead, you face them with strength and wisdom that comes from being rooted in now. Living pain-free does not mean you will never encounter hardships again. It means you won't add unnecessary suffering to your life. By letting go of the resistance and embracing the present moments, you unlock potential for true inner peace and joy. Remember, the present is not something you experience, it is something you are. When you align with it, you stop creating pain and start living with purpose and serenity. past pain, dissolving the pain body. The pain body is a concept that represents accumulation of past emotions stored within you. It thrives on unresolved grievances, traumas, and negative emotions, and it often becomes self-sustaining entity in your psyche. This pain body influences your thoughts, feelings, and behavior, keeping you trapped in a cycle of sufferings. However, by becoming aware of it, you can begin to dissolve its grip on your life and free yourself from its control. What is the pain body? The body pain is an energy field of old emotional pain that lives within you. It feeds on negative emotions and is triggered by certain situations, interactions, and even random thoughts. This pain may arise from personal experience, untold trauma, heartbreaks, loss, or regret, inherited pain, emotional pain passed down through generations, shaped by your family, culture, or the society. Collective pain, shared pain within groups such as cultural oppression, war, or systematic discrimination. The pain body is dormant most of the time but awakens with triggered taking over your thoughts and actions. In these moments, you may act out, lash out at others, or sink to despair. How the pain body operates. Emotional reactions. When the pain body is triggered, it amplifies your emotional response to a situation. A small disagreement can spiral into intense anger or sadness. Thought patterns. The pain body generates repetitive negative thought loops that reinforces your suffering and keep you stuck in the past. Relationships. It often feeds on the conflicts, leading to arguments or misunderstandings. You may unconsciously attract and create situations that allow the pain body to grow. Addiction to pain. The pain body thrives on negative emotions, so it may lead you to seek out painful or dramatic situation even unconsciously. Steps to resolve the pain body. Awareness is the key. The first step to dissolving the pain body is to recognize its presence. Notice when you are feeling overwhelmed by negative emotions or caught in the cycle painful thoughts. Understand that this is your pain body at work. Observe without judgment. Don't resist or judge the pain body. Observe it if you are watching from outside. The awareness creates a gap between you and the pain, weakening its hold on you. Stay present. The pain body feeds on the past and future. Anchor yourself in the present moment through mindfulness and deep breathing. In the now, the pain body loses its power. Don't identify with it. Understand that you are not your pain body. It is the aspect of your mind and emotions, but it is not your true self. Disidentifying from it weakens its influence over you. Release the pain. Allow the emotions to surface without suppressing or acting on them. Feel the pain fully but remain present. This will help the pain body dissolve gradually. Forgive and let go. Holding on to grudges or resentment feeds the pain body. Forgiveness does not mean condoning past actions, but freeing yourself from their emotional grip. Benefits of dissolving pain body. When you begin to dissolve pain body, you will experience a profound sense of liberation. You will stop reliving the past pain and reacting to the life from a place of hurt. Instead, you find inner peace, a deep sense of calm and clarity in your life. Healthier relationships, less conflicts, and more meaningful connections with others. Emotional freedom, the ability to respond to situations with awareness rather than being controlled by old wounds. True joy, a newfound lightness and happiness that comes from being free from emotional baggage. Final thoughts. Dissolving the pain body is not an overnight process. It requires patience, practice, and a commitment to self-awareness. However, as you let go the pain from your past, you create space for healing, growth, and more authentic connections to yourself and others. By staying present and mindful, you will discover that the pain no longer defines you. It dissolves, leaving you free to embrace full of life. Ego identification with the pain body. The pain body is a reservoir of old emotional pain that resides within us, often resulting from unresolved grievances, trauma, or suffering from the past. It is deeply ingrained part of human psyche, and when it becomes active, it feeds on negative emotions and reinforces a sense of misery and separation. The ego, which thrives on identity and sense of self, often aligns itself with the pain body, creating a powerful cycle of suffering. This identification is what keeps us trapped in pain and prevents true liberation. What does ego identification with the pain body mean? The ego is a part of your mind that creates and clings to a sense of I or me. It builds its identity based on thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. When the pain body is triggered, the ego sees it as an opportunity to solidify its existence. It identifies within the pain body and merges with it, conceiving you that your pain is who you are. This creates a toxic feedback loop where the pain body feeds the ego and the ego in turn keeps the pain body alive. For example, instead of thinking, I am feeling angry, you might think, I am an angry person. Instead of recognizing temporary sadness, you might believe, my life is filled with sadness. This fusion of ego with pain body makes the pain feel permanent and inescapable. How ego and pain body reinforce each other. Ego needs drama to survive. The ego thrives on conflict, drama, and emotional turmoil because these identifies its sense of self. The pain body provides exactly that by amplifying negative emotions and creating internal chaos. Victim identity. The ego often uses the pain body to adopt a victim identity. It clings to the past hurt and grievances, continuously replacing them in your mind to justify your suffering and blaming others. Resistance to healing. The ego resists dissolving the pain body because it fears losing its identity. Without the pain, ego loses a significant part of what defines it. Projection onto others. The pain body influences the ego to externalize pain. That is why we often lash out at others, blame them, or seek conflict, it helps the ego project its internal pain outward. Signs of ego identification with the pain body. Constantly replaying past painful memories or grievances, feeling a deep need to blame others or circumstances for your sufferings. Getting triggered easily by certain situations or people. Holding onto grudges and refusing to forgive. Experiencing repetitive cycles of emotions, highs and lows. Feeling justified in your pain and wanting others to acknowledge or share it. Breaking the cycle of ego and pain body identification. To break free from the grip of ego and the pain body, awareness and presence are the key. Here is how you can start the process. Recognize the pain body. Learn to recognize when the pain body becomes active. Pay attention to the emotional charge, negative thought patterns, and physical sensation that arises. Simply being aware of it begins to weaken its hold. Separate yourself from the ego and pain body. Understand that neither ego nor the pain body is your true self. You are the awareness that observe these patterns, not the emotions and thoughts themselves. Stay present. The pain body feeds on the past while the ego clings to thoughts of the future or identity. Anchoring yourself in the present moment through mindfulness or deep breathing disrupts this cycle. Stop feeling the pain. Resist the temptation to replay old hurts, engage in drama, or blaming others. The less energy you will give to the pain body, the weaker it becomes. Accept and let it go. Fully feel the pain without resisting or attaching a story to it. By accepting it, you allow to dissolve it naturally. Forgiveness. Let go of the grudges and forgive those who may have hurt you, not for their sake, but for your own freedom from pain body's grip. Benefits from breaking the ego pain body connection. When you stop identifying with the pain body, you transform in profound ways. You experience emotional freedom, no longer reacting to situations from a place of pain. You gain clarity and deeper understanding of your true self. Your relationships improve as you stop projecting pains onto others. Inner peace becomes your natural state as the ego and pain body lose their dominance. Final thought. Ego identification with the pain body is one of the greatest obstacles to living a free and peaceful life. However, with the awareness and presence, you can break the cycle and reclaim your true self. Remember, you are not your pain. You are not your ego. You are pure consciousness that observes and transcends both. Let that awareness guide to liberation.